Something extremely rare just happened in President Trump's cabinet meeting. He didn't take any questions.
Mr. President, why not take questions?
Mr. President, one question. Mr. President.
Why not do Thank you.
I've covered Trump ever since he first got to the White House, and I'm not sure whether in his first term or in his second term, and he's hosted 10 cabinet meetings now so far, that he has ever finished a cabinet meeting here at the White House and not taken questions from reporters at the end. Something else that just stood out as we were in the room for over an hour and a half as the president was calling on his Treasury Secretary and his EPA administrator and other officials in the room, he did not once reference his Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi Noem. Of course, she's been facing a ton of scrutiny this week from Republicans here in Washington as well over how the administration has handled the killing of Alex Preddy in Minneapolis by federal agents, something she initially came out and described in a way that was not borne out by what we saw on video, and also labeled Preddy as a domestic terrorist, something that was echoed by officials here at the White House. And so it stood out that the president did not make a reference to her as she was seated across from him at that table. Now, he didn't call on all of his cabinet members during this meeting. He said he wanted to keep it shorter than it typically is, but it was still rare for him not to bring up a Homeland Security Secretary who often is one of his favorite conversations to talk about, immigration and the southern border.